Yo, 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 y'all, welcome back to the Jacksonian. Today I got my boy RubbaBandGrant back here, second time. I already know what's going on, man. How you doing?
Man, doing great, man. Just coming off the album. Just trying to stay consistent, working on my next one. That's all we doing.
For sure. Man, so, it's your second studio album. The first one you came with last year, Parking Lot Pippin, that you dropped. You followed up with Stainless this year. So tell us about the difference in it, man. Like, what was it like making Stainless? What did you try to do differently in this album?
When it came to Stainless, I was with a whole new crew. So, and I was in a whole new area. I did this completely all out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, with my boy Mike Field, teammates. Them are the ones who helped me with it primarily. And it
Mhm.
was it was a lot different. It was, I mean, it was a little bit, but at the end, I kind of kept that same swing that everybody was liking. I kept
Yeah,
that going and just really, I wanted to tell more of my own personal stories in it. You know what I'm saying? As far as uh, Lost It All, Fallout, you know what I'm saying? Those are songs about situations that I've dealt with in my real life, you know. Um, and I had a lot of features on it. You know, I branched out a lot, worked with a lot of different people from a lot of different areas. I worked
right.
with Zach Savage, he's from Dallas. Primo, of course, he's from DC.
You had KP,
KP,
KP for
KP,
sure.
she's from Little Rock. She went
Mhm.
crazy on it. My boy T Mace, he's an Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma native.
Yeah.
And then I got my boy Keon, he's from Los Angeles. You know, we're actually getting ready to go drop a music video not this upcoming weekend because it's right now, but next weekend, Sunday, we making our music video down there, so we excited about that. It was a little, something for the ladies, summer bop, but it was a lot different. I tried to work on making hooks. I haven't made many hooks. That was something I struggled with early on my first thing. A lot of them were just no hook songs. So I was wanting to make it a true project. So I wanted a lot of songs with no hook, or a lot of songs with hooks. Excuse me.
So
Other
what
than
was?
that, the
No, you good. You good. Go ahead.
uh, I was gonna say the process of it the process of it. I felt a lot more comfortable as I was making it. You could tell that I had more confidence in my voice throughout that than I did with my first project. So that was a major thing. Finding my sound, finding my presets, finding what works best for my voice. You know, trying new things. I had some R&B on there. I hadn't really worked on R&B before then, so
Hmm.
had some R&B songs where we just, the song KP, one of my favorite songs on there. And we just kind of cooked that up. You know what I mean? Sent mine in, she sent hers back, and we just got it rocking. And then I got my interlude on there with T Mason. A lot of people gave feedback on that. Money in the Bank slash um, Nia's interlude. That was a controversial, but everybody liked it.
What was controversial about it?
Well, what made it controversial, I'd say, past acquaintance that I had relations with, she ended up making the song. She ended up being a part of the song, and then in a way that may or may not have been, may or may
Yeah, I
not have
already
been,
know.
been
Yeah.
on it. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, she ended
Mhm.
up being in the song. But overall, though, I talked to her about it afterwards, and she was cool with it. You know what I'm saying? We laughed it off and kept it pushing.
Yeah. See, that's the thing, though. You know what I'm saying? You're pretty easy going with a lot of stuff. Um, and sometimes the lyrics for a lot of people can be deceiving, right? Um,
Hmm.
and I wanted to touch on, well, no, pause. I didn't mean it like that. I wanted to touch bases with you.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
lot of people, man, you got that Texas sound. You sound like you from Texas. A lot of people
Hmm.
think you from Texas, but you really from Arkansas, man. So,
Hmm.
were some of your biggest influences from the Texas area, or is it just some coincidence?
Absolutely. My biggest influences. Well, I'm not gonna say my biggest influences, but I've got a lot of influence out of Houston as far as Pimp C. It's one of my favorite
Mm-hmm.
rappers. I don't try to emulate what he does because to me, what he did at the time that he was doing it was ahead of his time, and nobody can really do that again. Like I'm not trying to be like the second Pimp C. I'm not trying to be the man Meg the Stallion. You know what I'm
None of
saying?
that,
Like
yeah.
because somebody's like hit me, like you're gonna be like the you know what I'm saying? The male version of Meg Stallion. You're gonna be like Lil Chris. I'm not trying to be none of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just that's just naturally how I talk. I'm naturally country, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? With most of my family even being from St. Louis, the other half being from down here, I have a swang of both. Like I don't really sound like an Arkansan. I don't sound like I'm from St. Louis, you know what I'm saying? It's like a mixture of both. I guess that just ended up bringing somewhat of a Texas sound in between. But I will say the first songs that I made, a lot of that influence was from being in Texas itself. You know what I'm saying? I made them songs in Texas. But for this second album, like the Southern Talk and all the things that really had a lot of swing to it, because I had a beat on there, you know what I'm saying, that really sounded like some Pimp C. It was that Off the Brain, you know what I'm saying? That sounded like a real Pimp C beat. That was just, you know what I'm saying, I did that because I knew people that, you know, and I wanted to give them kind of on brand of what they were wanting, you know. And I had Cartier Cal, he's from Jacksonville. I had him on that track, you know what I'm saying? And we freestyled that joint. He's from Jacksonville, Florida. Freestyle. I sent my first part of the freestyle in it. He came in, freestyled the rest, and we just pushed it.
Yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up. So,
but I even tried to get away. I tried to get away from that. I'm not gonna say completely get away from that sound, but I wanted my album to have a lot of diversity. That's why I got some songs for women to dance to. I've got slow songs on there. You know what I'm saying? And I've got some shit that sound like a young boy beat. You know what I mean? Like that Fallout. That's like something that somebody from Baton Rouge would jump on. You know, I got things. You know, being you think Lil Baby would jump on. You know, I've got a different type of collection. I just wanted it to be a, you know, which I still think I could have probably added a little bit more diversity to it.
Yeah, so a lot of rappers don't realize it, but diversity is pretty important. You don't want to, you know, we ain't gonna name drop with certain rappers, but you know, we hear it all the time. They say if you hear one of their songs, you know every last one of their songs pretty much. So is that something that you keep in mind when you make music?
I'm not gonna say that that's something that I keep in mind. I don't think like I'm constantly in the studio like, oh no, this might sound like the other song or this, because Southern Talk somewhat sounded like my verses in Parking Lot Pimpin', but I did that purposely. You know what I mean? Like I wanted that to be like the Parking Lot Pimpin' Part 2, and then my outro on the album, I took, you know what I'm saying, my first verse in Parking Lot Pimpin', and I just chopped and screwed it and put it on the beat, you know. So like, cause I wanted that to have some longevity, because that's how a lot of people found out, you know. So I wanted to do that. But as far as do I think about that when I'm in the studio or anything like that, or even when I'm writing music, nah. You know what I mean? I know that I have a general base that people expect. People want to hear player shit when they turn my music on. They want to hear, you know what I mean? They want to hear player shit. They want to hear shit that make you want to go wipe your car down. You know what I'm saying? Hit some corners on some 24s. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what people expect to hear when they turn my music on for the most part. You know, and then I threw in a little bit of struggle rap. You know what I'm saying? I call it reality rap. Just, you know what I'm saying? But that was more so for me than it was for the fans to get things off of my chest that I had never really talked about before. You know, so that was major on my end. For me, I felt a lot better after I made a few of them songs.
Yeah, see, you mentioned something the other day. You know, you was talking about the disappointment and realizing that some of your favorite artists got ghostwriters. Do you have any people that help you write, or everything is straight from you and straight from the soul?
It's straight from me. I haven't had anybody write me a song yet. I'm not gonna say that I wouldn't be open to it, but really what kind of flustered me about the individual that when I found out that they had a ghostwriter, it's because I believed every story that they told. It's one thing if somebody write Hotline Bling for Drake, where that song's not about your personal life. That's just you know what I mean? Like that song ain't deep, you know what I mean? But when you're hearing songs about what people done did and what they didn't do, and you're putting, you know, you find out like these ain't your stories, or this ain't about your life, this ain't even something that you had going on, it's a little bit different. I'm not gonna say I would never have a ghostwriter, but it wouldn't be for some shit about my life. You know what I mean? Like if 50 Cent would have had a ghostwriter when he wrote Many Men, would Many Men have been that, the word I'm looking for? Like, would it have been just that massive? Like, what made Many Men so hard?
Polarizing.
Exactly. Like, you knew, like, Many Men, you know what I'm saying? This happened. You know, he's here for a real reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, all them lyrics meant something, you know? So that's kind of how I was like. It probably was a comment that I should have kept to myself, but there's really nothing wrong having ghostwriters. But I feel like if it's your personal story, you got to write your own personal stories, you know.
Yeah, well, Grant, I say, bro, like, I like that you open up. You say what's on your mind, bro. You kind of bring the realness to a lot of stuff, bro. You know, like a lot of people probably they hate you because they wish that they could do it, but they can't because they're afraid of the backlash. So, I mean, you voicing your opinion about it, this is how you felt. I personally, I understand. I think I look at it probably. I think I was looking at it like you did, and I think somebody had commented on it, and that was just like, well, he probably didn't know how to articulate it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it made sense.
And that does make complete sense. You know, some people don't have a broad vocabulary. Some people have the stories and don't have a broad vocabulary. You know, I think that's what made King Von so cold is he had all these stories and everybody knew these stories were real, and the way that he put them together, and he was so just analytic with everything he said. You could paint a vivid picture. That's why Kevin Gates is one of my favorite artists, early Kevin Gates, because you could listen to one of his songs, like off the first Luca Brasi, like you like this happened. You know what I'm saying? He got hit in the leg, and you know what I mean, hit the door. You know, like he would just be throwing it all out there, and you could put it in your head and be like, that really happened. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that happened. This ain't something that you could just piece up, you know. Like, because you're not even getting the full story, but you know everything that happened. You know what I mean? You don't even know who this other dude is. You don't know why they're beefing, but you know this happened because you just getting Reggie did this. Reggie shot me in the leg. I couldn't walk. You know what I mean? Baby mama picked me up and all that type of shit. Sometimes you just can't fake that type of stuff. So like when you have half-ass stories like that, and it turns out that they not even fictitious, you can't even do an interview about them. Kind of.
Yeah, it's disappointing to a lot of people.
Yeah. I mean, I don't take nothing away from his creativity, but then you know, it's just like as an artist, I'm like, damn, I'm not gonna. I like to think that I would never have a ghostwriter about my own life. You feel me? But I don't know. I've also never been at that level. So who knows?
For sure. So where did the name RubbaBandGrant come from? How did you come up with that?
Man, really, it just flowed. Like I just needed something that kind of was really I'm starting to go by RBG a little bit. People are starting to call me that, but I kind of mentioned it in my Winter Grind song. I said RubbaBandGrant, I'm labeled because he's not fat. You know what I mean? And people always thought like, oh, I got that from T.I. But to be honest, I wasn't thinking about T.I. when I made that name. It just so happened to happen like that. And even you know what I'm saying, like T.I. like in the South, T.I. really ran the game before a lot of controversial shit started happening, which ain't no point speaking about it. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said that in one of my songs. I was like, RubbaBandGrant, I'm labeled because he's not fat. Wasn't even thinking about nigga that dropped top back. You know what I mean? Like I didn't come up with it off of him. I probably heard of it off of him, you know what I'm saying? But that wasn't my initial thought process when I came up with it. It was more so just rubber bands is associated with money. I try my best to get as much money as possible. So shit, you know what I'm saying? Like it just kind of all went together.
And so just to be clear, you are saying that you did not get that from T.I. This is something you just came up with on your own.
Facts. Like when I initially made that name, it had nothing to do with T.I. But people started bringing it to my attention. I was like, okay, I get where it would have came from. It's kind of like if you had if your name is Bankroll, they're gonna think that you got it from Bankroll Fresh. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you could, you know what I'm saying? Like, but for the most part, I wasn't even thinking about Tip Harris when I made it. Shout out to Tip though. He's iconic.
He a legend. A lot of people don't. They get caught up in who he is now. A lot of people don't remember back in 2006 through like that man went on an epic run, bro. Like he just really went crazy.
He had one of the best runs. I mean, when I think of three of the best runs of the early 2000s, mid 2000s, you got to say 50 Cent, T.I., and Nelly. You know what I'm saying?
You got to throw Nelly in there. You got to.
Them was the three, and then Eminem. Like, and I don't like to give
Oh, and Wayne.
I'm
We
not gonna
forgot
speak
Wayne.
on that.
Forgot Wayne.
Wayne, of course,
Yeah.
Wayne. Which his longevity is just so large. You don't even, when you think of a run, you don't even think of Wayne because it's like
He really ain't
Wayne's
stopped.
whole career. You know what I'm saying? Like Wayne's whole career. Wayne could drop right now and go platinum. You know what I mean? So that's kind of, I don't really, when I think of a run, I think of somebody who kind of got hot and then went and handled their business. I'm not gonna say they fell off, but got hot and went and handled their business. You know what I mean? So when I think of that, which T.I., he still would have been hot if he didn't have the gun charge.
That's what messed him up. That's really that last little charge he got.
And he got out. He got out fast. He got out fast. So that kind of messed it up too.
Yeah. So, I mean, now that you say that, I mean, do you think T-Pain, he up there in the hottest run?
Yeah.
You think he okay?
I mean, without T-Pain, we wouldn't see Travis Scott. We wouldn't see Roddy. I'm not gonna say we wouldn't see these cats, but like he started that. You know what I'm saying? The auto-tune shit and everything that people really like. Even the Lil Baby, like a lot of what he does is auto-tune. All of this came from what T-Pain was doing. You know, a lot of what we see today, Jerky-O with his singing and stuff, his sing rapping, that's all came from Pain. Now they don't do it the same way Pain did it, but that all come, and like nowadays, if all you can do is spit, if all you can do is rap, then people ain't gonna too much listen to your music all day. You have to have that rap sing, you know what I'm saying?
I know
Which,
exactly
Lil
what you
Baby
mean.
does. You know what I'm saying? Like Larry June does it, Lil Baby does it, Lil Durk does it, you know what I'm saying? Pretty much anybody who's major, Drake does it. I'm trying to learn how to do it. That's why I try to have a lot of R&B. Yep, Thug, like any Gunna, you know what I'm saying? Gunna does it. So it's like any of the major cats that you think of, you might they might not even, you might not even think about it consciously, but they get on there and they do the same. Young Boy, hell.
Yeah,
Hey,
even Young Boy.
Hey, don't nobody do it like Young Boy, you know what I'm saying? Young Boy get on there and cry on that motherfucker and go crazy.
Yeah. Them boy
like that's something I'm trying to learn how to do myself. But that comes with being comfortable within what I'm doing, comfortable with what I'm saying, comfortable with everything I got going on. I haven't reached there just yet, so I didn't throw any of it on there. But my next album, I'm gonna definitely have something like that on there, but minus all of, I ain't gonna have a lot of crazy auto-tune on there.
For sure. Are you against auto-tune? You prefer it to be more of a... Okay.
No, I ain't against auto-tune. I just feel like I have a distinct voice, so I'm gonna try to benefit off my voice itself. You know what I'm saying? And then my voice has a lot of range. Weirdly, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I'll be talking and my voice range will change, and that's a problem when I'm in the studio because sometimes I say something this way, and I come back the second time and I can't say it that way.
Do it like that. Yep.
Yeah. So that caused me a lot of problems, but at the same time, it's a blessing too. You know what I'm saying? That I can do it, but at the same time, it's like I'm still learning how to control it because I'm new.
Yeah, for sure. So I know obviously you want to get better for yourself, but you also want to get better and be more diverse for your fans too. So
of course,
what was the support like from your fans since you stopped? Is it what you expected? Is it more or less? Is about even? Like how was that going for you?
I really exceeded my personal expectations as far as the album because I liked the album. I feel like I could have done some things better on the album, but I liked it for the most part. I got a lot of love behind it. A lot of love. My first week, I think I had 45,000 streams first week. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty good. You know what I'm saying? So I was excited about that. And they're still going. Like I only promote my album one time. I ain't gonna post it 3-4 times or nothing like that. But people are listening to it regularly. They're telling me it's something that they feel like they can listen to for a couple of years and still appreciate. And that's what I wanted my album to be about. That's what I want. I don't want quick hits and shit that people forget about in a year. You know what I mean? I don't want them type of songs. I don't want TikTok songs. I don't want none of that. I want whole projects that people can listen to in 2031 and enjoy. Because that's the type of shit I listen to. That's why a lot of my music has got them old school sounds. All I listen to is 8Ball, Gotti, Pimp C, The Game. You know what I'm saying? Like them are who I listen to. and they've got timeless sounds that are never gonna go away.
Yep, for sure.
And that's my whole goal. Is like I want to leave a legacy when it comes to the music shit. It's easy to leave a legacy when it comes to, oh, he's the person that did this on social media. I want it to be because of my music. You know?
Yeah, and that, you know, you say that, and that's something I always think about in my head. I think I personally, now I may be a little wrong. I may be forgetting somebody, but I remember like Future being the one who would drop random tapes, like 2-3 of them in a year sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that would take away. I thought it worked for Future because he's Future, but I thought it took away from a lot of people because they constantly feel like I got to get the music out, I got to get it out, and people don't have enough time to really learn your album. Like, you know how you might find 2 or 3 songs you like, and then one day you might just be letting it play, and you like, damn, like this song hard, you know? So is that something that was you good?
I'll go ahead. My fault. I ain't even mean to cut you off.
No, I'm pretty sure you was going to touch on what I was going to say. I was just about to ask, like, is that something that you kind of think about when you make your music?
You know, like, I'm gonna use Future as an example because you brought him up. Like when Future dropped them 2 albums, it was too much for my head to comprehend at the time. So it was like I went through them quick, and then I didn't listen to them until like 3 years later, and I appreciated them albums so much more because it was like, damn, these been sitting in my playlist for this long, and I ain't know they was hard, you know. I want that, but I also understand, like, I want to have that effect on people where they go listen to it 3 years later and they're like, this is that shit. Just like Take Care. When Take Care dropped, 2012, I was a kid. I know I was a kid. I don't even know how old I was, 13, 14. I was like 13, 14 when that shit dropped. I couldn't appreciate that until I got 17 years old.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't experienced that shit at 13. I hadn't experienced the same things he was talking about at 13. So all the songs that I liked when I was 13, like the motto, and you know what I'm saying, yeah, for the right, all that. I don't listen to them songs no more. But every other song, which I listen to the whole album, Take Care, you know what I'm saying. But all the other songs, them are the ones that hit different when I got older. I'm like, yeah, so. And I'm not gonna say that I want that because when you're growing, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can, but you only gonna hit that local fan base. I want things that are gonna spark, you know what I'm saying, and get people excited. But I still want it to be timeless. So I'm trying to have a mix of both. Like I want it to spark, and I want people to go tell their friends, oh, I like this, I like this, I like this. You know what I'm saying? And spread it out. And as well as I'm working on my visuals, so I know that that's gonna bring attention back onto my. Every time I drop a music video, it's gonna bring attention back onto my whole project.
Yeah.
So that's what the summer is really. I'm focusing on is visuals, and then I'm dropping another EP sometime mid-summer, but it's gonna be my different lane, like that different lane that I'm learning. That's what that's gonna be. But I still want people going back and listening to that. You know, I want there to be songs that people can listen to when they trying to turn up, ladies when they want to turn up, fellas when they going through, you know what I'm saying, something, and they just need somebody to tell them to chill out. You know what I'm saying? I want to have a song for that. If it's a song where it's like, hey man, I'm on go tonight, I want them to have a song for that. It's a song I'm just riding smoking to. Have a song for that. I want people to feel every song, feel every emotion through the whole project. That's my goal. I want people to feel emotions. There's some artists that I absolutely love, but when I listen to their albums, I don't feel no true emotion behind it, you know, and that's okay. I'm just there because I really like the music, you know. But then there's other like Starlito. When I listen to Lito,
Lito,
I hear every emotion, like every song. You know what I mean? I know they're never gonna play this in a club, but it's every emotion that you can imagine you're gonna feel. So that's one of my favorite artists right there.
Lito, you got Dunn, you know, Currency. You got a lot of people.
For sure.
So, hey, first of all, we're gonna do a little check right quick. Can you see me? Am I blurry or am I
Yeah, you.
Oh, gotcha.
You good over here? Am I good over here?
Yeah, you was going in and out for a little bit, so I was making sure it wasn't. You back now, but you went out for a little bit. But anyway, so you just recently did a release party for your music, for your album rather. How did that go?
Mm-hmm.
We didn't see much about it on social media, so how did that go for you?
It went well. The reason that people didn't see a lot about it is because I got out of my body. So once I got out of my body, the phones went off. But nah, it
Yeah.
was a good time. It was a whole weekend that was just full of fun. People came and showed me a lot of love, and it was
Mhm.
major because I threw it in Dallas, where you know what I'm saying I'm not from. I don't live there, and you know what I'm saying we still had a great outing. Everybody
Yeah.
came out. Everybody ate crawfish. Everybody had fun.
There ain't
People
crawfish out
showed
there?
love. Oh yeah. We cooked 200 pounds of crawfish.
Damn. All
It
right.
was yeah, it was up. We had the liquor out there. Ladies was having fun. We had the live DJ. Everything was just a good time in general. Everybody just came out there and it was good vibes. I wish that I would have been better
In
up
your
here,
element. Yeah.
but yeah, I wish I would have been better up here so I actually could have caught more of it as far as what I'm saying, having visuals from it. But I was a
Just
nigga just messed
just
up.
leap.
A nigga got too drunk. But you know what I'm saying? I ain't get just, you know what I'm saying, outlandishly embarrassing drunk. But I just got to the point where it was just like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm showing everybody love, you know what I'm saying? Everybody showing love and I had to just go sit down for a minute.
Man, I mean, come like Grant, I'm through a lot of parties in my time. I know that's the part of life, bro. I wish a lot of people could experience. Like you was just relishing the moment. You know what I'm saying? You was enjoying it.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's,
Exactly. It wasn't about like promoting, you know what I'm saying? Like promoting that it was a lit event. So the event was lit, everybody was having fun, and I
mhm.
just forgot I even had my phone on me. You know what I'm saying? Them be the best type parties when you can't even pull your phone out. I remember last thing I seen, I'm waterfalling some Hennessy, and people ain't see me till the next day. Hey, my story was waterfalling Hennessy, and from that point on, people ain't even see me.
Yeah.
So that was, but it was a good weekend. The whole weekend was lit. Dallas always show love. You know what I'm saying? That's why I try to show a lot of love in Dallas. They're my number one streaming city every month, every week, every day. Like that's the first city that showed me love. So I always shout them out.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. Like that's what's up, bro. Like, see, I ain't know I ain't know if it was like because you wanted to have like some people actually record and they think in the future, like 5, 10 years, however long, they like, I'm gonna release the footage of my first, like, was it your first one or your second one?
Yeah. That was my first release party.
Yeah, so a lot of people
Yeah.
they
If
try
I
to
would have
say
been
that,
thinking right, I would have got a lot of vision.
yeah. So I mean now, I want to transition into, the fans. They got questions for you. Um
For sure.
um I'm gonna say this for the people that's going to see this. Give y'all a little background with Grant. Um, he went viral. I remember seeing you last year. I think earlier on in the year. I think you was talking about something happened at school. Your mama did something. You beat. I don't know what you did. I don't know what you said. It went viral though. You know what? What was it? What tweet was that? Cause I put
And
it like this.
it
It
was
was
one of
this
my
page
Facebook. It
on
was
your
one of my
Facebook.
Facebook
It
memories.
was,
It was one of my Facebook memories, and I think I, it could have been, man. When I was 12 years old, I was you know what I'm saying, I was living with my mom and I was living with my stepfather Ray. You know what I'm saying, and I accidentally found his gun. You know what I'm saying, in the house, and I shot it in the house, and she made me move out of the country with my grandparents. So I think it was that. You know what I'm saying. So like in my Facebook, you know what I'm saying, it was like 10 years ago. So in my Facebook, you know what I'm saying, I'm
that's what it was.
12, 13, yeah, 12,
Yeah.
13 years old, and I'm like, y'all ain't gonna see me in school no more. I just got kicked out, you know what I'm saying? I gotta go move out in the country with my grandparents or some shit.
Yeah.
So, like, that was that. I think that's what that was from. But yeah, it was. I was a handful as a kid, sadly, man. I learned a lot, you know what I'm saying? But I was a handful as a child. I made a lot of mistakes, but they were never terrible mistakes.
Yeah. See,
But it was
that's what
some,
it
it was
was.
something about that.
That's when I first saw it. Actually, you know how everybody shared tweets. I think about 3 or 4 people shared the tweet. And then he just, you saw you there, and then you just kept coming because around the time it was some other dude who was always going viral for like similar reasons. But then you came along, and then it's like you've been consistent with it. So, y'all, Grant been everywhere on every platform you can probably imagine. And Jada, the Jada picture,
Yeah.
It looked
I
real. A
probably
lot
need
of
to
people
delete
thought
that.
you really was with her.
I need to delete that one before I might need a little baby on the feature or something.
For
So
sure.
let me delete that at some point. But nah, that was funny.
It was. I think that made the shade room. I think it did. Yeah, definitely made the shade room.
Yeah.
So, but along the way, eventually it's always gonna come a problem. People gonna start following you, and the more you get followed, the more retweets you get and likes, the more exposure. So, unfortunately, that's the way of social media. They build you up in the same way they love you. It's the same way they end up hating you. So,
Thanks. We've had some ups and downs. I ain't gonna lie, as far as social media, we've had some ups and downs. I'm a very opinionated person, and sometimes it's great. Sometimes people disagree with me. And one thing about me, I tend to stand on my word. I'm starting to learn to kind of keep some things to myself. But for the most part, anything I say, I'm gonna stand on. So that sometimes can lead to butting heads with people who disagree, which I never think they really should be that serious. But, sometimes people take it a little too personal. It's social media. Social media upsets you to the point where you feel like, somebody has genuinely got you upset. You probably got bigger problems than the tweet or than the picture than any of that. You got internal issues that you got to get handled, Because there ain't a tweet in the world that can piss me off.
Yeah.
Unless I got knocked out and somebody recorded a video of it
and put it out there.
That might have pissed me off. Yeah, but other than that, there ain't a tweet that a human being in the world can say to me that had me to the point where I'm just ready to crash out.
Man,
I can't say that for everybody else. But it's a delicate time right now. So,
man, Grant, let's go ahead and knock this out. Then let's tell everybody, man, that Twitter is just Twitter. Let them know.
It's nothing but marketing and jokes. I can give a damn about Twitter. Man, I appreciate everybody who do support me on there. You know what I'm saying? Because I've grew a genuine fan base that supports my craft off of this social media. But at the same time, at the end of the day, it is not important. You got to get out there, go touch the grass sometimes. Go touch, go fish and go smell the air. Go do, what I'm saying? Go see the real world because the things that people argue about and get flustered about on social media are not things that people really deal with that often.
Nope.
Unless it's political or some shit like that. I mean,
and race related things every other thing. Well,
like $200 dates and all that extra shit like that. Nobody deals with that shit. Like if you like somebody, I'll make some shit like splitting rib, shit like that.
Yeah, so y'all let's take a break right quick and we'll be right back and we'll go into the fan questions.